So hello and welcome once again to the Hornby Magazine workshop. Today you join myself and Mike here on the N-Gauge layout West Riding Power because we have a brand new model from Sonic Models, the Large Prairie. Seemingly rather unfitting for this layout, however it's really nice to have something brand new for N-Gauge.
It certainly is. It's been a little while since we've seen new things for N-Gauge, but Sonic Models seems to be quite busy at the moment. They released their first locomotive, the Great Western Railway 56XX 062 tank in the back end of 2021. They've since announced they're doing the J50 060 tank, which is an LNER tank engine, very distinctive with its sloping front and side tanks on it. And now they're announcing they're doing the Large Prairie as well. And they're covering both the Collet 5101 and the Collet 61XX versions of the 262 tank as well.
So Sonic Models, obviously we've heard of them before. For those at home who may have not heard of them before, can you tell us a bit more about them?
Yeah, so they're a small manufacturing company from China. They're making British model railway equipment for N-Gauge and for double O gauge as well. Their very first project they made was the VEA van, which is actually supplied through Revolution trains. Having successfully delivered that, which is a really nice little model, anyone who's got one of the little Sonic Models VEA vans, I'm sure will be very happy with it. They then announced their first locomotive project, which was the Great Western 56XX 062 tanks. They were delivered in 2021. Again, really nice finished model there, nice running qualities, nice detail on them as well. And from there, they went on to announce they're actually going to do the J50 060 tank, the LNER 060 tanks. They're currently in development and expected to be released later this year, I believe. And on top of that, they've also announced their first double O gauge project as well, which we did a launch video for, which is the Great Central Railway A5 462 tank, a really unusual, quite fascinating locomotive class as well. And those, I believe, from my latest information, are now entering production, ready to be released later this year as well. So the Prairie then is their fourth and latest project to be revealed, and I think we could expect some more from Sonic Models in the near future as well.
There's no stopping them.
Absolutely. I think they've got a good idea of what they're doing. They're working with a well-known designer to create the models and create really exciting projects that actually the N-Gauge market in particular is missing. It's like the 56XX, for example, has never been available in N-Gauge as a ready-to-run project, nor is the J50 060 tank. The Large Prairie is a long-standing missing item that needed to be done for this scale. We've had nice new things like brand new up-to-date castle models and things like that, but the Prairie hasn't been done.
So Mike, the Large Prairie, tell us a bit more.
Okay, so the Large Prairie was quite a long development process. The first of the kind of the breed, if you like, were introduced by Churchwood in the early 1900s. And then over the years, they had successive developments on that platform. So basically the large 262 chassis. So Great Western follows on there. There's a small Prairie as well, which is a different chassis. It's a much smaller locomotive, but these were the larger mixed traffic locomotives. The first of this particular type, which was introduced by Collet, were built in 1929, and in total 140 of these were built over the next 20 years, with the last being built in 1949 after British Railways had taken over the Great Western Railway. All were built at Swindon Works, and they were then seen pretty much across the entire Great Western Railway network. Within some reason, there were a few branch lines where they weren't seen because they were too big, but they were certainly seen in all kind of corners of the Great Western Railway system. Then in 1931, the 5101 class was joined by the 61XXs, which again were a successive development of the Prairie again, which had a higher boiler pressure to increase their tractive effort. They were introduced with 70 of them being built over the next 4 years between 1931 and 1935. And that latter batch, 61XXs, were built primarily for suburban passenger trains out of London Paddington.
So really a great pedigree to be creating a model with. And preservation, they're quite common, so presumably there's a few of them left.
Yeah, well, actually 10 of the 5101s were saved. 8 are actually existing as 5101 still. One was rebuilt as a 260 as a mogul at the West Somerset Railway, and one's been scrapped, having been used for parts as well. But unfortunately, the 61XXs, there's only one of those has survived, and that's at Didcot Railway Centre.
So that's a precious thing.
It certainly is, yeah. The Great Western collection at Didcot is amazing. The locomotives got there are fantastic. So.
Those eagle-eyed viewers at home will notice that this is a grey model. That means it's an engineering prototype from Sonic Models.
Indeed, because this is the first time we're ever seeing this is a brand new product from Sonic Models. It's going to be available exclusively through Rails of Sheffield. So if you want to buy one, that's the place to place your pre-orders. Well, like I say, we're seeing the engineering prototype. So this is our first chance to look at the model. You've got inside it, you've got a die-cast chassis for weight. It's got a cordless motor as well. It's then got a 6-pin decoder socket inside the cab, which is one of the new right-angled 6-pin decoders. It's then got an injection moulded body over the top of that, and you've got lots of nice separately fitted detail as well. And we've already been looking over this. It's so nice to see all the different coloured materials are being used in this, and to see how many separate metal components there are on this.
And what sort of things, obviously we can't review it at this stage, but what sort of things do you look for on an EP?
So I'm looking for, does it kind of meet the normal specification we'd expect from a model? So this one does. It's got NEM coupling pockets on it. It's got nice turn metal wheels. It's got see-through spoked wheels as well, which is a really important thing now for Engage as well. Once upon a time we didn't have that in Engage. It's also got a decoder socket in it, which makes it easy to convert to DCC as well. And then I'm looking for things like now actually it comes with a full set of optional buffer beam parts as well. And I'm also looking at how many separately fitted parts are on it as well. This isn't a jelly mold model. This is a multi-part project to put all this together, which is incredible when you consider it's about the length of my finger.
Yeah, it's
a
really
couple of
tiny.
inches, yeah, a couple of inches long.
So, as usual, the burning questions at home: how much will the model be when it's finally available? And of course, when will it finally be available?
Right, so the price will be £129.95. It's available to pre-order at Rails of Sheffield with a £30 deposit as of today. And that will leave you £99.95 to pay when the model does arrive. They are currently expecting to have the decorated samples this summer. And once they've had those, then the model will enter production. I think we'll see this in the early part of 2023.
And of course, decorated samples equal liveries.
Exactly, yes.
What can we expect?
Right, so you've got 8 different versions coming of this. There's only one version as a 61XX, but the liveries will cover off Great Western, as in the words Great Western green, GWR lettered green. There'll be BR black. There'll be BR black with early and late crests as well. There's a British Railways lettered green version, so like the Great Western, have British Railways spelt on the side of the green livery. We'll have BR early crest with lining, BR late crest with lining as well. So the full spectrum of colour schemes that you would expect from a Prairie to give you lots of choice for your layout.
All the classics.
Indeed.
So even though it is an EP, how's it performed today?
Well, I think it's run really nicely. I mean, sometimes with EPs, they do get handled a lot, they do get used a lot to be tested, so sometimes they don't always run the best when they come in for testing here.
To quote one manufacturer, thrown down the stairs.
Yeah, really? Okay. That's an interesting way of testing a model, yeah. So, but it's an EP is an indication of where things are progressing, but not an indication of the finished result. So actually, I'm really impressed with how this is run today. Actually, it's run really nicely around the layout. It's performed well on the front of the trains as well. It's got no derailments. It's handled all the curves nicely. It's got plenty of haulage capacity as well. We've got probably sort of a 20 wagon train behind it at the moment. I think just from my kind of instinct to these things, I think it could easily handle twice that without any kind of problem whatsoever, because there's no sign of any kind of slippage on it at all. It speeds up and slows down really nicely. The cordless motor responds well to the controller inputs as well. So I think this is a really good quality item at this point, which is, inevitably we'll have revisions they'll be making to this EP before they go into production with it. But we've got something that's well on the way here.
I was going to say, there's still time, obviously, for Sonic Models to revise anything they've previously designed.
And I don't know any manufacturer that at this point doesn't revise something. There's always a change to be made somewhere to correct something or enhance something or make it a bit better for the final production model. And some of that can just be about the fit of parts as well. It's like one of the other important parts that a manufacturer is doing with an EP is testing that actually the fit of the parts is correct, and is the tolerance correct? Is it going to go together, and are you going to see big seams between components, which we don't want? They're testing all that as well as actually does it work and does it look right?
Well, I for one am quite looking forward to the next stage, livery sample stage.
Definitely, me too. I think these will look great in liveries.
Classic Locomotive.
Definitely.
Well, that brings us to the end nicely for another announcement video.
That's right. So you can read our full story about the new Sonic Models Large Prairie in the latest issue of Hornby magazine. That's issue 183, our September 2022 issue, which is on sale during August. Or alternatively, you can see that online at keymodelworld.com, where we've got even more images as well, including a full set of livery diagrams for what Sonic Model is going to produce, as well as more photographs of the EP sample that's here, and a little bit more as well.
Right, well, as ever, thank you very much for watching. Take care, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.
Introducing Key Model World, your new online destination for everything railway and scale modelling. Featuring exclusive videos and features, unseen images, step-by-step guides, railway history and the latest news. Plus, it's home to our full layout build series.
So Mike, we're here again. Another one of your bright ideas.
Yeah, I should stop having these bright ideas, to be honest.
Join us for the latest content from Key Publishing's modelling titles, Hornby Magazine and Airfix Model World. Sign up today for as little as £3.75 per month, or if you're a magazine subscriber, bolt Key Model World onto your subscription package now. For more details, visit keymodelworld.com.